Love is a strange word. Love is a strange word. My mother-in-law, Anna Great, she speaks only a little English, which is more than the amount of German than I can speak. So about 2 decades ago, when we first met in Germany, it was difficult to communicate with each other. But after a couple weeks, we began to laugh and genuinely enjoy each other's company. And I began to really like her. And since I was going to be her son-in-law, and she was going to be my mother-in-law, I only knew the basics of German, and still do, and don't really understand German culture. I said to her, Annegret, ich liebe dich, which literally means I love you, which is a phrase that I've said to my mother. We've all probably said to our mother. Well, Annegret gave me a strange look. She moved away and went into the other room and spoke to my now wife, my fiance at the time, in very fast, loud German. And then Ulrika came back to me and said, yeah, don't talk that way to my mother. Ich liebe dich is something you should only say to a romantic partner. English-speaking Americans throw around love all the time. We love maple syrup. And then we love our romantic partners. In weather like this, we love our snow tires. And when we tuck our kids into bed, we say, I love you more than you can ever dream. Love is a strange word. Its meaning depends on context and syntax. This past week, love was Valentined, and for decades, Hollywooded and hallmarked. Yet I believe there is a bigger love that includes, but goes beyond Taylor and Travis. Looking back on our love lives, we may think of past loves, hopes, heartbreaks, young passions, embarrassing moments and stories, and also those who nurtured and cared us into who we are today. Process theologians think about God being love, which is a pretty exciting thing, I think, because love is a vulnerable strength that brings us and all beings into newness. Divine love pulls us into authentic novelty and delights in our creativity. Love calls us out of our mess. Love invites, love lures, love empowers us to respond. It pulls, but never coerces. Love initiates an adventure into an unknown, a possibility only we can fully actualize. And it isn't just process theologians. Mystics around the world refer to the divine as love. Rumi says we are born of love, that love is our mother. This love propels us into a wild adventure. It's a risk. And this mystery gets manifested. When this mystery gets manifested, we may feel we are in love, or that love is in us. And if we are not experiencing this love, we might have to ask ourselves, what is blocking this unfolding relational process in our lives? Or we might ask, how do we recognize love in a digital, drugged, and distracted world? Love is inviting, desiring, luring us into what exactly? The short answer is our authentic selves. I can't answer what that is for you, but I can say for me, recently it's been traveling to lobby legislators in Albany and writing my legislators to get medical aid and dying passed, because I believe people who are terminally ill should have the option to end their lives with dignity and love and respect. And I'm doing this work out of love because of a longtime member, Eileen Raymond, asked me to weeks before she died of cancer. I know that this bill, that option, would have provided her with more peace. Isn't it amazing what love will make you do? And even love transcends death. Love is always calling us into care, into more intimate relationship, and into creative novelty. Perhaps love is calling us into a simple, mindful breath of accepting who we are, that we are lovable. Love has a cosmic appetite for becoming. And perhaps because of our mammalian brains, we can sense and feel this lure and spread it out wider than our limbic systems to the neocortex, so it can encompass all being. We, and perhaps all beings, are lured into becoming in every actualized moment. The creative here now of love is energizing us right here, right now, leaving us with a choice. How will we actualize this pull of love? If God is love, love is our highest attainment. And it is the universe calling us with this love, that we are being lured into something more. Love seeks a home to dwell in every moment. Love seeks embodiment in us. Love compels us and urgently urges us into something more. What is love calling you into? There is a lot of evidence that supports that those who engage in new things and activities live longer and are happier. We respond to the lure of love with acts of care and justice. We respond with celebrations of life through poetry and music and art and dance. Love calls us to become who we did not think we could become. The possible comes out of our own impossibility. Love is attracting us to goodness and beauty. You, we, us, this moment are being called forth to participate in this co-creativity. As we become, we are received and confirmed in this love. We're called by this creative love. We respond and cooperate with this love. We are then received in a new distribution of love. Imagine for a moment a loving stone dropped in the middle of a Pacific pond. The first ripple is a child attached to their mother. The next ripple is the love of extended family. The love goes out to lovers. The next ripple of love is a bigger group like this faith community, perhaps. The next ripple of love is loving people that are very different from us. The farthest ripple becomes like a wave that at the shore is a feeling of unselfish devotion to all creatures, to all being. Waves of love lure us to the shore. The energy of love keeps pushing us outward. You, this moment, come forth like a wave freshly breaking on the face of the deep in an ocean of overlapping waves, all new, all different. Extending these wide waves of love out, we say God is love. This love is so wide, it includes all people, all religion, all identities, trans, cis, gay, straight, the whole spectrum of humanity, even Trumpers. Love is ultimate, and it is always extending outward, but it doesn't come from afar. It comes from deep within our mammalian bodies. Isn't that exciting? Love is the best metaphor, I think, to explain this realm of the ultimate, of the holy. Love compels us to go beyond ourselves. Love seduces and lures us with a free choice. It pulls us like a lover to leave our comfortable country and our familiar family to create something new together. Love lures with a gentle embrace and an innocent flirt and says, "Come away with me into the wild risk of novelty." We are all called into this possibility by love. It starts out small, but if it's nurtured, it can lead into an experience so strong, so pure, it breaks down all barriers and boundaries internally and externally, and we can quickly realize we're not middle or upper or lower class. We're not Republican or Democrat. We're all part and particle of love. If God is love, then love is supreme. The whole, the universe, the universal universe, the top of the mountain. It's not enough, though, to feel love's pull. We must act and persist with it. Love changes everything. A good friend of mine from Albuquerque got divorced a couple years ago, and it was a really bad, ugly divorce. For years, he was lied to and manipulated. He was embarrassed and bitter. He even became suicidal. And he carried around with him a hatred and even a disbelief that he'd been duped for years. You want to know what changed him? He fell in love with a new woman. The bitterness lifted. In that same way, the greater love life of the world changes us. There is a love beyond Taylor and Travis, a love that transcends context and syntax, a love that goes beyond maple syrup and snow tires. This love calls to all. It nudges us to give up our past heartbreaks and moves us into newness. The co-creativity to which we are called provokes us to move. No matter how lost, how messed up, bursting with unrequited love we may feel, how repulsive we may feel, we are embraced with the ripple of an infinite intimacy that calls us to the shore. We might then stop waiting for the perfect lover. We then might stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect family, the perfect community, and embrace the lure of this moment and risk the adventure of love. So here's the question. Perhaps finally the only question that matters. In this moment, will we somehow materialize that possibility? Like a wave cresting and turning, might we sense the lure of this moment? Can we begin, however minutely, to embody the love that is possible? Amidst the array of influences from which we are becoming, we might just sense the mysterious magnetism right now, right here, in our heart's desire. Maybe, possibly, there is an echo of the larger love life of the world. From a small stone to a response, may our individual waves work together to create a sea movement. This power of flowing attraction, this invitation within, this amorous adventure, this urgent urge, this desire for creative beauty, this lure of love is not enough. We have to respond and persist patiently and stubbornly continue in this love. Widen the heart of a divine desire and risk this wilderness of love. So may it be, and amen.